Hey, what's up, everybody? Podcast
Podcast
time.
time.
Hello.
We good?
Yes.
Today is
I'm sorry.
Maddie's monthly mental health
Check.
checkup, update, and kind of dive in. And for us, it's a really, I don't know, maybe a terrible time or maybe a cool time.
Yeah, we don't know.
We're not sure.
We'll find out tonight after we're done recording this.
Because now we're at a place to where, like, even therapy at times kind of creates some, okay, the next day there's a little bit of lag almost from therapy. A little
Right.
bit of,
Kind of like brings up old wounds
Yeah.
that I want closed
yeah,
and never open again,
yeah.
ever, which is not the case. That's
And
not
then-
reality.
Yeah, and then yesterday, Samantha had a rough day. Samantha's been sick, and she went to the doctor, didn't have COVID or flu or anything. She had a
She's
upper
got
respiratory.
asthma.
She has
Right.
upper respiratory infection, and she already has asthma.
Right.
So yesterday I walked in your office. You were FaceTiming her and telling her you were going to pick her up and taking her to the hospital.
Hospital or the doctor. Taking
And
her somewhere. She was almost gasping for air.
it
She had a look of, as we're bringing Samantha's business out
Yep.
to the world, she had a look of fear.
yeah.
And she was crying, so I knew she was nervous.
Saying she was okay.
Saying she's okay,
Yeah.
being Samantha.
Yeah, for
everything's
sure.
fine. But yeah, so it just brought up. In the moment, I was fine. I was good. I was like, I know what. In moments, I'm good.
Right.
Like, okay, I know what to do, or I don't know what to do, but I have this and this that can help her.
That flight or fight mentality. You fight, you go,
I fight
you
and
do
go.
it.
Right, and then it's the flight.
It's the afterwards, the
Afterwards.
aftershock of,
Right.
wow, that brought up some
That brought
stuff
up-
from me.
Right, whenever you had COVID.
Yep.
And you looked at me and said, I can't breathe. I need you to take me to the hospital.
Yep.
It was that same look on her face. So I mean, I still did very well yesterday, but I was definitely shook a little bit after I was done with her. When we got her to the doctor, got her on the right medicine, she's doing 70% better.
Yeah,
She's
so
much
much better
She's
today.
actually at work today, breathing, able to talk and laugh. But it
Wanting
did-
to sing worship on Sunday.
Yeah,
And I'm
she's
like,
not.
no,
We're
you're
not
not.
letting her.
I mean, you may be up there, but you're not. Yeah, anyways.
Right. But yeah, it brought up some wounds that I like to keep closed, thinking, "Oh, I'm good," and I am good. Like I'm okay, but it did just bring up some raw emotion
For sure.
with you.
And then we walk away from that, and today is our 24-hour fast.
Yes.
So our church is fasting. People don't know this, but it's probably going to last the whole year. Where we started in Sacred Season, where we started 40 days prior to Sacred Sunday. So we started in December with a 24-hour continuous fast. So somebody in our church is always fasting for 24 hours. And so went through Sacred Season and got to the end of Sacred Season, and I kind of said, hey, let's keep this going till Easter. And so we've fasted all the way from Sacred Season till Easter, and now I said, hey, let's keep this going till Pentecost Sunday. And realistically, this is probably something that will continue for for the entirety of our year.
Never.
And
Ever.
potentially
ever.
forever, you know what I mean? But I think it's so amazing. Fasting is so amazing, but the fact that our church is going to fast continually from middle of December all the way through Pentecost Sunday, if we stop there, that's so incredible that we've had a 24-hour continuous fast going through this process. So today's our day of fasting. So
Yep.
one of the things that you talk about in HALT
Hungry,
is, are you hungry,
Angry,
tired, lonely?
tired.
Right, and so, tired, lonely, tired. And so
I am
we are hungry.
hungry. And I am angry.
Angry because
I'm
you're hungry, right.
And I am tired
Because you're hungry.
because
Because you're hungry because there's nothing to fuel you,
Right.
right? Okay, and then so now you come from a day of Samantha, a lot of those emotions that you're dealing with last night, into today where we're fasting 24 hours. And so after everybody, we sat in there with them while they ate lunch, and while they were eating lunch, y'all said, okay, hey, we're reading a book together called Exploring the Holy Spirit, or Understanding the Holy Spirit, or what's it called?
Understanding, experiencing.
Maybe Experiencing. It is by French Arrington. We're 2 chapters in. Is absolutely amazing. Intro and 2 chapters in, phenomenal. So you and some of the girls said, hey, we're going to go outside in the sun and read our book.
Yeah, it's lovely out today.
It's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day. And we're sitting there. It's been about 15 minutes. We're sitting on the ground. We don't have the chairs. We're just going to not lay, but sit and read, enjoy the sun. And Haley's like hitting stuff with her water bottle. And I'm like, I didn't think anything of it. I thought maybe they're just ants. Ants don't bother me.
Yeah.
And then I notice I'm like underlining things I like with an orange pen. And I notice like orange streaks on my pants. And I'm like, is my pen leaking? Like, what's going on? And then, I'm trying to get it off, and it's not coming off. And then we had some people that live out of town, the Turners, came into town, and they came over and started talking to us. And so, we get up, and as I'm getting up and I put my hand down, I notice red bugs or orange, whatever, crawling everywhere where I have just been sitting. And a trigger for me is bugs.
So
small, teeny bugs, not big bugs, small, teeny bugs.
So for those of you who don't know Maddie's story, all of this started with fleas. And so now on a day after Samantha's stuff, a day you're fasting 24 hours, you're hungry, you're angry, you're tired.
Yeah.
Now you go out and you have to experience tiny microscopic red bugs, and that you are
thinking they're on me right now. I had 3 people look over me. I've killed 3 of them on my clothes.
Got all of them off your butt that I could.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I still had Christy and Haley look down my backside because my husband was too busy gripping my tail instead of looking.
Yeah, it was.
So I had them look. They did not see any on me, but I still then went to the bathroom and looked.
So then you go from that into, okay, now it's time to do a podcast
and
talk about
this one. I thought it was the one we were doing with Christy today for some reason.
So now let's go into a podcast and talk about where you are mentally.
Yeah. And that always brings up triggers as well. So if you see me itching or moving around a little bit, it's just because I'm triggered.
So all of those things, and we just got back from Disney.
Which was
incredible.
I
crushed it.
Mentally crushed it.
Yeah.
Yes. Which then always, for me personally,
right.
If I've had a really good, almost a month, I feel like it's been a good month. And anybody that has, anxious moments and, you've had them for a while and then they are easing up because of medication or whatever, and you're doing well mentally, in the back of your head, there's always, when is it going to hit again?
Yeah.
Instead of just being able to enjoy it and living life freely like we're supposed to, that looming thought is always there. Okay, what's going to happen to make me
and let me just say,
go back?
She's saying always there because she's still in the middle of it, where she is, for her right now, it is there. Right. Doesn't mean that it will always be there. And
right.
These are some of the conversations these are conversations that we have to have, where always and never become statement pieces about your future rather than absolute truths. Yeah. So flip side of red bugs and Samantha and fasting and all of those sort of things. Flip side of that is we went to Disney and you absolutely crushed it.
Yes.
And
normally Disney triggers me.
Disney is a trigger.
I've had a couple times that I went whenever I was going through my
thinking it would be the most magical place on earth and you could go and be free and have fun. It was not that for you.
It was not a couple times.
And this season, this
and
Christmas,
we drove.
we drove, which
We
is
don't normally drive. Driving long distance normally triggers me because you get lost in your thoughts.
Yep.
And didn't have any issues driving, and then just a great. The Lord was good. My medicine is working. I'm able to
all of the things. It's not the Lord is good, medicine's work. It's all of the things.
Yes.
All of the things are from talk therapy to building your confidence in the things that you're doing, and all of the things that we've been talking about through this process, all of those things are working. And the last time you take one of those things out, no matter which one it is, you take one of those things out, and it's not the foundation that you've built your strength on through this season. If you take out your talk therapy, you're not as good. If you take out your medicine, you're not as good. If you take out your, what the Lord is doing in your worship time and your prayer time, you're not as good. And so all of these things just are foundational pieces to help you get to where you are now. And so Disney, you crushed it, got to the end, and you said, this trip kind of built my confidence up a little bit.
It did build my confidence. So I'm ready to go back in 3 weeks.
For Christmas this year, instead of getting Maddie a bunch of, I talk about a lot of trinket trash. Instead of getting Maddie a bunch of trinket trash, I got her.
Girls.
Yeah, and our girls. I got us season passes to Disney. Annual passes to Disney. What's the difference?
It's a seasonal thing.
Oh.
It's annual. It's all year.
Oh, okay. Got us annual passes.
It's open all year long. Like some places, like Carowinds does I don't know if they do a season pass because it's
water park. The water park does a season pass.
Right? Because it's only open for a season. These
Gotcha.
are annual passes, which I am probably expecting I get for the rest of my life.
I had this conversation the other day. You're so beautiful.
You can't not get me
so
one
beautiful.
now.
I mean, we can. We just.
No, I'll save up for it and buy it myself.
Yeah. I've seen you save before.
Me too.
We had this conversation, like, when you give a gift like this, is it expected, because this was a huge, like, step and something we've talked about a lot, and this year we just happened to have, from a wedding we're doing there to spring break that we were taking the girls there to, we had 3 trips already planned, and it was almost one of those things where the amount of times we're going already pays for a season pass. Let's pay for it up front. Next year is not the case. So
you don't
next,
know that.
well, I'm just saying that's what we anticipate next year, and
that's what you, not me.
And so it's one of those things where it's like, did we?
Christy Kilman's going to get one as well.
Okay,
it's
Johnny.
My anticipation.
I wonder if Johnny's got black underwear on today.
We have to escape that at some point.
Wait, what?
We need to escape that at some point.
Well, it's 3 weeks in a row, 4 weeks in a row, and it's still there. Hey, did y'all see who the baby picked last week?
On last week's episode of the podcast?
Yeah, in the bracket challenge.
If you didn't, you need to go watch.
If you didn't see who he picked, go watch it. It was pretty awesome. It was at the very end.
Well, the person who didn't make it out the first round put their hand up.
Which obviously means that this was a fluke. It's not real.
It's
real
real.
life.
It's totally real.
One seeds get
not
upset.
Real life.
It's totally real life.
I know that he would choose me over people that he chose.
Yep. We'll find out.
Look, one seeds get upset.
We're going to do a live version of it.
Okay. But staying on that topic, congratulations to Marcus Schluty for winning the church bracket challenge.
Marcus Schluty won the bracket challenge.
Wow.
$100 gift card. Is that what you got him?
That's what we're getting him.
$100 gift card. So
well done, Marcus.
You should have already got it yesterday morning. If this is Monday, you should have already got it yesterday. But if not,
if you watch this on Wednesday,
then you should have got it Sunday.
Your expectation that people watch this every Monday and say things like yesterday, you don't know when they're going to watch it. It might be 7 weeks from now.
Most of our viewers come from Monday morning. I'm just speaking to the majority.
Never know. Never know when they are.
It might be a bite.
It might be a bite. Here we go. Here we go.
It might be a bite.
Have you ever had red bugs?
No.
I have.
Carson had them because she was pretending she was Duck Dynasty and took moss from our trees and put it on like she had a beard, and she got red bug bites all in her
red bugs
armpits and
awful.
Elbow.
I had them one time really bad when I was little. Got them from my grandmother's barn, and it was awful. They were all over my private areas. armpits, everywhere. It was awful. Terrible.
We probably should cut that.
Johnny said black underwear 18 times 2 weeks ago. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. I mean, they were awful. They're terrible.
Well, let's not bring that up right now.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, too. They're not going to kill me.
No, they bite you and die.
And they die. Yeah. It's fine.
That's it. You're good.
I can deal with it.
You can handle that.
They don't regenerate over time.
No.
They don't have 1,000.
They don't spawn.
They're not
1,000
Wolverine.
eggs
Spawn
and hide under the crevices of your house.
They do not do that.
Okay. So I'm okay then.
It's funny.
Yes, I'm ready to go back to Disney.
Yeah, you
'cause
did.
that's such a
You
good
did.
time.
You did so good.
Yeah.
Next time, I don't like driving
We're flying next time.
because I feel like driving 8 hours.
You're wasting 2 days driving.
It feels like you're wasting 2 days.
Unless you get up early like we did. We
It
left
still
really
feels like you're
early.
wasting 2 days because then you're so exhausted by, mid-afternoon to where you're ready to go home and take a nap, and you're nodding off during dinner.
Yes.
You know.
I did that.
Yeah. And so I like to fly that way.
And
life.
you get really good deals with Spirit,
Oh man.
especially if you
What
go
was
to
it?
the
80 bucks
airport.
round trip this time?
Yeah, $80 round trip. You can't beat that.
No, you can't beat that.
And then you
That's
get
less than you pay for gas to
yeah,
go.
and then you pay for a
Mm.
shuttle to your hotel and
And it was what, 15 bucks for that?
$13 a person
$13 a person.
each way. So so much cheaper than a rental car
Or gas to get down there.
or gas. Yeah.
So confidence is built, and so now you're going into Disney thinking, last time was good, this time will be good as well because I've experienced a good trip here, and it just builds your confidence every single time.
Yes.
And I think that is that same way with a lot of things. Where for you, we went through a phase where Saturday night was bad.
Yes.
Because of Sunday morning and all of the things that come with Sunday morning. And now you're at a place to where Saturday night doesn't have to be bad.
No.
Saturday night's good.
Yeah.
I'm okay. And it just builds your confidence every time you're able to have I don't know, what is the right word I'm looking for there?
I'm not good with words.
Every time you're able to have a win, how about
win.
that? How about
That's
that?
good.
A win. It just builds your confidence to say, okay, next time I can do this.
Right. And then also if you don't have a win, if you're a little like yesterday, it's one of those, okay, it didn't take me down. I'm okay today. It's easier to not brush, but put aside those moments that before would just make you kind of spiral out. So the more you can get your confidence back and be able to celebrate the little wins. And that's always good too, is just celebrating little wins, not like huge ones, but hey, I made it through, a church service without having an issue, or I made it, driving 2 hours without having an issue. Celebrate those little wins to help build your confidence back up. And whenever you have a little issue or, like a speed bump or a trigger, it's easier to be able to say, okay, that's just what this is. I've been through it before. Look, it didn't take me down this time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just helps build your confidence.
Momentum.
Momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love that. I'm very excited for the momentum building and what God is doing in you through your story and the lives that you're impacting, even in moments like this. I'm on here because it's not firsthand. What's it called when I'm living the story with her, but firsthand would be her, right?
Like secondhand smoke.
Is that what it is?
Secondhand.
I am living this story out with you, secondhand experience.
Yeah.
And so I'm watching you, but it also affects my life. It affects me.
kids.
It affects the kids. It affects conversations that that we can and can't have, things of that nature. You know.
Like yesterday, whenever I was with Samantha helping her, you guys during lunch talked about that, and we had talked about it a little bit today during lunch, and Pastor Simeon was like, "Oh, we talked about stuff that we don't want to bring up in front of you because we know what happens to you." So
it's kind of like it's kind of like the other day whenever you said the whole staff was watching videos, passing videos around about the bridge collapsing.
Right, we were like, don't show Pastor Jay.
Don't show me,
don't
you're like,
don't show him.
And then my barber showed me, and I'm like, man,
we did so
I
well.
told y'all
too.
that's what happens. Bridges just fall sometimes.
That didn't just fall. It got hit by a car.
You don't know when you own it, and someone's gonna hit it, and it's just gonna fall.
You're not wrong, man.
Be ready.
Be ready.
Be ready. The Lord will take you when He's ready.
Are you singing in your microphone?
Yes.
No.
People can hear you?
They probably can.
Can you hear
singing
now?
Natalie
Yeah,
Grant
like
right there.
Your mic's on?
My mic's hot, yeah.
So is his breath.
Your mom. Your mom.
Your breath is hot. I like
it.
So, Caleb, if you were giving counsel...
No, not again. Not again. I had to do this for my ministry studies today, guys. And I'm
his
not doing
internship program, we went through some role-playing almost with some counseling sessions that he would have to give in the future. And so if you were giving wisdom to someone sitting in front of you who was struggling with anxiety, listen, if you're listening to this, this may not be good advice. So,
I ain't no medical professional.
So I have no clue what he's about to say. And with Caleb, he's like his mama. It is
Spaghetti against the wall, man.
Oh man, it is. You never know what's coming out that mouth. Both of them.
We should just do one.
No, absolutely not. All right,
and Johnny,
that would be
Johnny
fun.
on a podcast.
So if you were giving somebody who's struggling with anxiety, if you were giving somebody wisdom, what would you say? Switch to your camera so they can see you.
It's on.
Go ahead. Give us some wisdom.
I would say, if you're struggling with anxiety, you need to go to www.webmd.
Seriously, no.
I'm being serious.
Serious. So, because your girlfriend does struggle a little bit with some of these things, you've seen your mom struggle. What would you say?
I would say, go to things where your hope is found. That's not me trying to be spiritual, but that is a spiritual answer, you know?
Absolutely.
Definitely keep your head on Jesus' shoulder. Stay there in those moments. Don't get so caught up in the what could go wrong, because I know that's what a lot of anxiety is. This could go wrong. This could happen. This might happen. This will happen. This could happen. And mostly just stay where I just always would recommend being in a cool headspace and surrounding yourself with things that will not trigger you.
Love it.
Well done, child.
What advice would you give to a spouse who is someone who has a spouse who's dealing with anxiety? You know what I mean? Like me in our relationship, what advice would you give to someone like me?
I think we did this last time.
I know. I think it changes. It morphs. It turns, because I have new advice that I would give to someone in your situation. So, anything new you would say to somebody who's dealing with it, the spouse of somebody who's dealing with it?
I would still say just, be your spouse's biggest cheerleader. When they're celebrating wins, celebrate them as well, and be vocal about it, and just be uber. I'm so proud of you. Look what you've done. Because that does.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks. Because that does help build our confidence as well. When we have, had a win for the day or a win for the hour.
So this is good for me right here, you saying that, because even sometimes I feel like I know it's a celebration, but if I celebrate it with you, I don't want you to feel like I am celebrating something that in your mind you're like, that should be normal for me to be able to, just enjoy Disney. You know what I mean? And so so that's a battle for me, is like, do I celebrate this and rejoice that she made it, or do I
celebrate it whenever I celebrate
when you celebrate it? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Not like, hey, look what you did.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's one of those, like, if I'm celebrating, celebrate with me.
Okay. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can do that. Totally
Don't
can
celebrate something that I'm not celebrating, because then it's going to make me mad. Like you said, no, I should be doing this.
It's such a strange balance of, I'm trying my best to be there for you, not say anything stupid, not do any. I mean, it is for the person in my seat. It is there is mental. I don't know if maybe fatigue or something of that nature, where you're just like, it feels like you're constantly trying to figure out the right thing to say, the right thing to do. And if I'm not careful, I'm thinking about it more than you are, because I'm thinking, okay, I'm at Disney thinking, kids, stop fighting your mom. And you're not even thinking about it. You're just like, oh, we're at Disney. This is amazing. And I'm fighting to keep peace here for you when you're not even thinking about it.
Yeah.
So it is a strange battle that even the spouse of the person who goes through it battles with. But I would say to the person, Caleb spoke to the person battling with anxiety. Maybe this is new for them, gave them some wisdom. Maddie to the person who is married or in a relationship with the person who's going through anxiety. I want to speak to the person who hasn't spoken up about this before. Maybe you're watching this and maybe you have anxious tendencies, or maybe you have tendencies outside of your character. I guess character is not a good word. Outside of your personality that arise every now and then. And, again, mental health is not just anxiety. There's a lot of different paths that you can talk through or go down. But I guess I would talk to that person and just say, I did this for a Zoom call that I did for a while. Somebody beating down the wall for Nebraska and Iowa the other day, and Omaha. Yeah, Omaha. I did this for a Zoom call for them, and one of the things I told the pastors there, and so I would say it to you here, is like, it's okay to be honest and say that you're going through some stuff, and it's okay to not be, okay at times, and to say, hey, I came into your office today and just kissed you and said, I just needed that. I needed a kiss today. And, I got some stuff inside of me that I need to be able to say, hey, I need this from you. And so I would say to the person that's never spoken this stuff out loud, I'm not talking like claim stuff like, oh, I'm, name it and claim it type stuff. I'm talking about like, if there's some stuff going on inside of you that you're just trying to bury, it's a lot healthier just to find somebody in your life to talk with about it. And right now you may be able to cut it off here with a friendly conversation with one of your buddies or a friend in your life, or your spouse or somebody of that nature. And instead of burying it and years from now it coming up in counseling, you may be able to uncover and heal and find wholeness here in this season, that will be way quicker than it would if you bury it and one day have to fight through that. Because you bury. It's what you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't like to talk about my feelings.
Don't like talking about it. Bury it.
Until it all exploded at 38 years old. And that won't stop.
You're so beautiful. No,
it will. It has. I was just saying.
I know. I don't like those words.
Yeah, we can't use never, always. My stomach is grumbling.
Won't.
It won't ever.
Yeah.
Or never. Or
yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
Don't say that word.
Oh, that one is true. You do never know.
Can you use the words your mom?
Your
mom.
Mom.
Just making sure.
I'm talking about myself when I.
What are you playing on the phone?
I'm not playing. I'm looking at emails that my grandma has had a bunch of. You don't watch the podcast, and this video is being made tomorrow.
Oh, that's right.
That my grandma
Happy
has.
birthday, Woody.
Happy birthday, Woody.
It's not his birthday today, but
it will be.
It will be.
He'll be
by the time
70.
you watch this video.
So you're putting together a little video for him, little video montage to say happy birthday.
A bunch of our Maryland family has sent me videos
That's
or
nice of you.
emails with questions about how to make a video.
What's something you remember about your dad growing up? Like, what's the thing that you're like, hey, this was my dad growing up?
Always just wanting to do stuff with us.
Nice.
Yeah, like he would be the one that would go outside and play baseball with us, and always just you. He's very much you. Like I'll go play with this. Well, let's go hit tennis balls. Let's go. Always wanting to do like family stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much
Good
me, I hope. Is that what you remember about me? What?
What?
This is your podcast. You got to pay attention.
No, this is your podcast.
Oh, it's my podcast.
I'm just the camera guy.
This is my podcast.
It's your
no,
podcast.
it's not.
This is Maddie's podcast.
If this was your podcast, we'd have way more viewers.
It's true. It's true.
They love tuning in on the Maddie Barfield.
I feel like I'm getting bit.
Let's go get those red bugs off of you.
Okay, and that's all we've got for you today, folks. If you'll click right above Pastor's head, you will see our most recent upload, and right above Miss Maddie's head, you will see how to like and subscribe. Feel free to drop a like. We will see y'all next week. Peace out.
Love you
See
guys.
ya.
God bless. Peace.
Bye.
Let's